welcome back guys, how you all doing? My name is Marx and this is episode 6. Alright, so last time we basically built a lot of trees and some paths and started a river, so we're gonna continue by finishing what we started and moving on to planning our next village, which is the fishing village of course. So let's get going. So that's the river done for the most part. There's still some bits to do. Mostly a little bit more foliage coming up to this side, but then we're gonna go kind of barren when it comes to that side. So the trees that are there, we're gonna go, and we kind of need to sort the land out a little bit on this side, but it's not too much. And like I did with, like I had to do in the end with the river, I'm going to do it off camera just because, I mean, like, you didn't want to see me placing all this water, let's be honest. It wouldn't have been interesting. Yeah, so basically I'm just going to level off a good chunk of this and even it out and fill holes in and whatnot. And then we're going to get to planning the actual village, which isn't going to be massive. And I actually haven't even considered it in the slightest yet, to be honest, other than that it's going to be here. There's kind of, I mean, to be fair, there's quite a bit of land. But the thing is the next village, well, town, so to speak, is going to be here after that. And this is our, it's kind of like a toll city to a toll town to the actual trade island over beyond the chunk loading. So yeah, this is the next residential area. It's not huge, it's not going to be huge, just because its purpose is purely for, well, like literally the last city before you cross the giant bridge pathway that's going to eventually come, that is going to need a whole bunch of other stuff to come. So yeah, anyway, we're going to get on to getting this leveled out, and then we're going to jump over to my assistant up there and have a look at the planning and go through that. The only building I do know that I'm going to have for definite and where it's going to be is here, and that one is the link up building. So it's going to be like a ski cart thing. So you know, like when you're going skiing, you just kind of wait with your push bent the thing to come behind you, and then you sit on it and it takes you off and you go up the hill. One of those kind of things. But it's not going to be for people, it's going to be for like food and whatnot. So these are essentially an extension of that village after it got fuller and they spread out because lake down here, well, sea, only a cliff separating them. They don't have to come all the way around, they can work out some way to get it up and down. And it's too steep for them to climb up and down, so yeah, things come when people come. All in good time. But like the building up there, it's just going to be a placeholder probably for now until later on when we get our dwarves in. Because they're going to be a little bit of the lore behind the lack of technological advancement, and then they're going to be the ones that bring it, I guess. So yeah, so we know we're going to have that. Obviously there's going to be a dock, which makes sense to be pretty much around this area. So possibly like a little bit there and wrapping around or something like that. Shouldn't be too big because, well, it's a fishing village for the overspill of the settlers village who, let's face it, they're not massively technologically advanced. They've got pretty basic houses, you know, they're just made of like lime and, yes, we're pretending that's lime, and straw roofs with wooden supports, and they're just farmers. So yeah, these guys aren't going to be particularly much better off, but just an extension of it. So different houses, similar style, I guess, because it would be like the same kind of age, and maybe a little bit of a market for any passing trade from the routes. Although the only other routes really from there, but people can obviously come in, dock here, and you know they might visit the market here before heading over to the trade place because it, you know, be cheaper to dock here than it ends up being over there. We never know. We've not got there yet. We'll decide however long down the line that takes us to get. So let's level off and get to the planning stage. Okay, here we are with our assistant and the software to plan out the village. So first things that we know we are going to have is the dock area along here. Now, I was initially considering maybe coming all the way along here, but I think just the short area might be best. We can always expand for like a rental area, maybe here, possibly at some point, but for now, I think that is probably more than enough for providing for the shipping villages, and at some point, if needs be, we can essentially spread out along there. We may do that anyway, yeah. We may end up going that way anyway. Now, one thing we do know that we're going to have is the link up building here. So like the storage, and there's going to be a tower of some kind of there that just lit, yeah, so like from the building up here, it'll be like the support for the cable or whatever, so it goes from there to there down to here, sort of thing. So they're what we know is going to be in so far. Now the path coming down will come down into this corner, and we do obviously have this bit of land here. Now what might be the best option is to have our market-ish area kind of here. So just like a row of market stalls selling different types of fish and fishing ware and whatnot just along here. So just maybe like a few stalls along bottom here, and then just a series of houses essentially here. There might be like a tavern potentially, but like the fishermen once they've come in, I might do that over back here somewhere. So yeah, we might have like a tavern just here. Oh, that's not straight. Thank you. Oh wow, I cannot draw straight lines. There we go. So potentially like a tavern or something there. And I'm thinking for the houses more along, there might be like detached, not semi-detached houses. So similar sort of age period style to what we've got at the top, just different. So I'm going to feed it so the road comes in. I need something else for the road. Let's see. Let's go with. We don't have a dash line. Okay. We'll leave that for now. So yeah, we've got the tavern over here. That's not particularly going to be anything. At least not that I've decided yet. then, as I said, just a series of houses. It's not going to be too many because it is just a fishing village. There's not going to be huge amounts of people here. So just like a small cluster of houses, kind of just dotted around. Well, not dotted around, kind of like joined in. So they're all close together. Now, they're probably going to be a bit smaller than the other ones, but it's nothing major. Potentially another one just here. And then the wall to the village is going to be at this point. So, how should we do this? So, like the actual outside wall is going to be. Let's do this. And it didn't do it. Okay. Oh, cool. Try both of them. Do it. No, never mind. Not to worry. So yeah, that's essentially the edge of the village. We're going to have the other edge. It'd be more or less like up here. So they could potentially tie in with the edge of the dock. And that way then we've got full border around. So it'll use the mountain like the one up here did. And down there, now we've got the markets, cluster of housing, probably like the village head, like the mayor or something, a tavern, and then the storage. So this will store fish for themselves and then grain and veg and stuff that they trade with up there. And obviously for the time being, they're going to have to go all the way around to get to it. That's just a rough idea of what we're going to go for, I think. So I'll get this in game and we'll look at the space we've got and see how it works out. So I'll see you back in game. Right. The obviously I've got this in game with the magic of paintings. But yeah, so the initial plan's laid out, as you can see just here. More may get added to it. I might add some in this area here, which means just pulling this a little bit of land out so we've got a bit of space. Because currently, if we go into FreeCam, it's just dead, empty space in the village. And yeah, it's kind of wasted. So we'll possibly do something with that. We might cut this bit back actually. So just follow it around like that. And just add one or two more little shack, fishing hut, house things. Obviously, I've not put in anything for the dock because it's basically just going to follow the water line here. But yeah, as you can see, we've got obviously the market-ish area laid out here. We've got our houses that are kind of close together, and they're only small because they're just fishing houses. They spend most of the time out on the sea fishing, so they're not going to be in here too much. We got the storehouse, the village leader's house down here. So it's also going to act a little bit like a town hall-ish thing. They might have meetings in here or potentially in the tavern. I may push that back a little bit and just carve into the land here a smidge. But we'll find out as I actually build it up and see how things look. And then obviously we've got the path, just a rough idea of where the path could lead to and from, just running in and out. So I'm going to have to do a bit more research as to sort of things that might have been here because, we're aiming for Middle Ages kind of era, at least with like the style. So I want to be accurate-ish. I'm not going to say accurate because we can't say accurate because we didn't live then. But at least try and be inclusive of what I think was there and what people think was there. And obviously they're not going to be made using cobblestone. They're going to be predominantly wooden stuff, just because of location and generally like how I've seen things in programs and whatnot. So we're going off a little bit of probably inaccurate side of TV on some of it, but we've done that up there anyway. And that's supposed to be like cob walls, like with limey plaster render on the side and stuff like that. That's the idea of that sort of house back then. And obviously straw roofs. So yeah, that is hopefully at least a good start on the plans for the fishing village. Obviously there's going to be quite a bit of work to be done to get things in line with at least, oh damn, that's going to cobble. At least like in a good place for how it looks, and flesh out the village so it looks kind of full but not too empty. I mean, that is filled with mainly fields, whereas this won't be. This will be houses and things, so probably do need a few more. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. We've got the village planned out, so next episode, hopefully we will actually get started on this village and potentially get it all up and running, because they're not too big, but that doesn't include like the ships and land and stuff. It's mainly just going to be the buildings. So, yep, hopefully that gets done. The one in the back over there will not get done because that's going to be part of that one up there, and yeah, we're not quite there yet. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you to all the new subs, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Bye bye.